Well, first of all, thanks for coming today. First of all, it's a great day. It's sunny out. And as of everybody knows now that I announced that I was not seeking the re-election next year. I really wanted to do this after the first of the year, but since it was leaked out by people that I thought were going to keep it a secret, but it got out, and so I've been getting calls from all over the place about, are you running, are you not running? But in Lewis County especially, I've been getting phone calls saying, how's your health? And I go, what do you mean? My health is okay. And they said, well, we're hearing that your health is bad and you've got to step down from your position. So let me put that to rest. One, my health is okay. That's not the reason why we're here today. And two, I'm not stepping down. We're going to fulfill the session that is going to be finished next January, 12/31 of next year. So, I've also been asked occasionally, why have you made the decision not to run this time? Now, I got to tell you, there is no event or anything that happened, health-wise or anything, that my decision was not to run. And I can remember, I told someone this earlier, I can remember one of the assembly members who sat next to me who was retiring. I said to him, Cliff, why are you retiring? And his answer to me was, it's time. And he told me at that time is that you're going to realize when it's time. And that's there's no rhyme or reason for me not running next year. I just feel it's time. And since everyone knows that I'm not running and I don't have to make that announcement, I have a bunch of thank yous that I want to say before for me to do the second part of this. But first of all, there's over the years, 15 at the end of next year will be 15 years. It was actually 2010's election. 2010's election, when I first came to Lowville, and when we were doing, my first debate was at the Elks Club. I didn't know very many people, but the committee at that time, the chairman at that time, Sam Valente, for those of you from Lewis County, welcomed me in. We did our debate, and I got to know a lot of people in Lewis County from those debates. Now, I didn't know a lot of people in St. Lawrence. I didn't know a lot of, my home county is Jefferson. But all of the chairmen and the committees that helped me over the years, all the chairs in all of those counties really supported me. And I want to thank them for that. The committees especially. I don't know how many people know what a committee member does, and especially when it's out at petition time. You got to have so many signatures to get on the ballot, and you couldn't do that without the help of the committees and the committee members that help you over the years. Now, because they moved the primaries up to June, remember they used to be in September, so now they're in June. So now our committee people are out in February and March in some bad weather. And for anyone who is running or ever ran, they know how appreciative you are, me, especially with the committee. So first of all, I want to thank them. The next people that I know, only a few people in this room probably know, and that's our staff, my staff. It's the Republican Assembly staff in Albany. Over the 15 years, there have been people that worked their butts off to help us down in Albany. If you didn't have the staff in Albany, the backing that you get from those people, you would be lost. So the staff in Albany has been really great for me. I think the Republican Conference has the best staff in Albany. I've heard that from the majority staff, or the majority members, that your staff gives you more updates than we ever get. And so I really want to thank them. They work, especially when we're down there, especially when budget season is, and especially with the end of session coming in. So I want to thank them. And I also want to thank the members that I represent. There's only 47 of us. But we fight down there as best we can. The one thing that I will miss in Albany is the members. I told them that last night when I texted them all. It's a friendship that over the years you develop, 15 years for me. And I've also heard from retired members that I served with that have sent me congratulations and so forth. But those members and the staff and everything going to Albany, I really appreciate it. The other members who are the elected members, our county legislators in all of my counties, have helped me over the years. And being a county legislator myself, I really like or appreciate the support that all our electeds have given me. Not just in the legislature, but our county clerks, our county treasurers, all of the people that run these counties, whether they're Republican or Democrat. They've always have supported me, and I really want to thank them. The other people that you really don't hear a lot of, only a couple, during the election year, is all the election commissioners. Their job is not an easy job during the election, and I really want to thank them for all the support and everything that the election commissioners have given me over the years. The other thing, my staff in Carthage. Abby, who's there today answering the phones, Tammie, my chief of staff, Brian Peck, who is here, who had worked for me over the years, he's back there. All of the help that I had in my DO. You can't run your office and you can't be successful unless you have the people behind you that I have hired over the years. If anything that I've done right is hiring the people that should have been there, that have helped me over the years. So I want to thank those staff members too. The last thing and the most important thing is that anyone who's thinking about running for office, who's thinking about running for the New York State Assembly or the Senate or any statewide offices, if you don't have your spouse behind you, it's going to be a hard task to do that. Sheila has been behind me. Excuse me. Sheila has been behind me all these years. When I decided, even to go back in my years when I was in the insurance business, I left a pretty secure job to start my own job, or my own agency. It was pretty tough sledding. And back then, if you didn't have your support of your family and your spouse, it's pretty hard. And then when I decided to run for the town board and the county legislators, and all throughout that career. But when I decided to run for the assembly, that was a big step, because now you're representing 4 counties. I have one of the biggest districts, going from the Tupper Lake line all the way down to Sylvan Beach in Oneida County. So representing that kind of a district means that even when I'm home, I'm not home. How many times have I got home at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, coming in from Oneida County, or coming in from up in St. Lawrence County. Lewis County has always been in my district ever since they tried to redistrict me. But the bottom line is, I don't know whether I could have gone to Albany. Of course, now the joke is that now that I'm retiring, she's going to have a year to figure out what she's going to do with me. But anyway, to anybody that wants to run, if you don't have your spouse behind you, you're really going to be swimming uphill. You can't be in Albany working until 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night and having worried about what's going on at home. So just a thank you. You know what? Now, I know that you can't sit here and list the people that you want to thank individually, because there's too many of them. And there's too many friends that have supported me over the years. So the reason I'm here, the second reason, and one of the most important reasons that I'm here today, and Tammie's here with me. Tammie was my chief of staff for the last 3 years.
I still am for a while.
You know what has to happen? I don't know whether anybody knows this or not. Well, I'll tell you later. But anyway, I'm here today to not only support and endorse Tammie, but to help her during that campaign. Why do endorsements matter for me? I don't take endorsements lightly. I just don't go out there and just say that I'm endorsing people without meaning it. So I don't take this endorsement lightly. I've represented this district from, well, the election was 2010 to 2011. I know the district. I know members that from their counties and that have supported me over the years, but I've also got to know Tammie because as the chief of staff, she's been out in the field. She's been at ATV clubs, gun clubs. She's been at all of the members that we've been to fire departments. We've been to EM. I mean, you name it in my district, we go. And most of the time she's with me. And so she's got to really know everyone that is here today. I would imagine she's either worked with you or done something that that you can support her on. Saying that, I believe that it's my responsibility as a county legislator. I was as a New York State Assemblyman. I feel it's my obligation to support the person that I think that will represent not only the constituents, but to represent our New York State Republican Committee in Albany. She knows most of them too, by the way. So some people will say that maybe you shouldn't make an endorsement. That's not true. Because I think it's my obligation to put the best candidate forward. I think that on day one, when she's sworn in Albany, she'll know the system, she'll know how Albany works. When I went down there as a freshman, I had no clue how Albany works. Boy, I learned fast. But with Tammie, she's been there, she's been in session with me. She's been in conferences with me. She has sat in on meetings that we have had over the years with constituents and groups. Our highway department, I love the orange shirts that our highway people bring to Albany with us. So all of the groups that come and sit with me in my office in Albany, Tammie has been there with me on that. She knows the issues. She knows what Albany is sending up. She knows the mandates that our counties are getting, and the municipalities, our school districts, the mandates that are being shoved up here to the North Country by the most liberal of the liberals in New York City. We have to send somebody down there that will continue the fight. As one person has always told me, make me proud. And I believe Tammie will make us proud. The other thing too that's important down in Albany is, how do you work across the aisle? Now, we're not in the majority. So we have to work a lot with our upstate Democratic friends who support a lot of our beliefs, but who also, will work across the aisle. You've got to realize that when you're there to get things done, you have to do that. Tammie will certainly do that because she's been doing it. She's been talking to staff in other legislative districts. So I think that's important down there. But the other thing too is her work ethic and values. She's going to bring the same North Country, Mohawk Valley values to Albany that I did. I know that because she's told me what to do for 3 years. But you're not going to find anybody that's going to outwork her. That's for sure. And the other thing I want to mention too is that when I was talking about spousal help and support, I was on the board of legislators with her husband Jim, 2004, and so I've known him I know him longer than I know Tammie, but he's 100% behind her. He's going to help her on the campaign, and like I said, that's one of the most important things, that you have your spouse behind you. And I know Jim and I and Tammie will work the 117th district. I again can't tell you 100% why I'm stepping down. It's just I feel it's time. If I ran and won the next election, by the time I left that seat, I'd be 81 years old. And so it's time for me and Sheila to maybe get out of the North Country for a couple months. I'm not leaving Black River. I'm not leaving the area. We love the area. We don't love the way the state of New York is going, but we do love where we live in the North Country. So I just want to make that perfectly clear, that there is no rhyme or reason for me leaving. It's just the time. I also want to recognize and thank some of our Oneida County people that are here. When they redistrict me, I got Boonville and Lee as a brand new district. I knew maybe 2 or 3 people in that district. And the reception that Tammie and I have gotten from those new districts in Oneida County, along with the others that I've always represented, has been a great, a great honor for me to get to know those people. And I know Tammie will certainly go forward with that acknowledge of our people in Oneida County. So. I probably talked too long. Yes? Okay. So now, what I really want to do is have you meet, and for those of the media and anybody else who doesn't know Tammie, I want to now introduce the next Assemblywoman from the 117th District, Tammie Nabywaniec.
I'm only picking that up because anybody who knows me well, and most of you do, knows I'll probably trip. So we don't want to do that. I just have a few things to say because today really is about Ken and how he served our district. My husband's telling me to speak louder, so can people hear me in the back? Darren, can you? Okay, great. So let me go through a few things but acknowledge first, Ken, thank you.
You better.
There's no better place to do a press conference of Ken and the service that he's done, and then talking about the future of the 117th Assembly District. And that's because we're doing it smack in the middle of the district. We're doing it in Lowville. And if you do the mapping, you'll see Lowville's it. You'll also see right down the road is the district office. So we can serve it well, and we really, really like the ability that we can go 2 hours north and reach anybody we need to, and 2 hours south and reach anybody that we need to. No matter where you come from, we share something very important. We have pride in our communities, respect for service, the belief that when challenges come, we face them together, and we have to face them together. I'm deeply honored to stand here today with the endorsement, support, trust of Assemblyman Blankenbush, and the friendship that he's given me and Sheila has given me. Thank you. Thank you, yeah, right? Thank you for your years of service, Ken and Sheila. Your steady leadership and your commitment to our rural communities. You've always put this district first, even when it was not easy and even when the fight was hard. But you've been strong and consistent and a steady voice for the people you represent. Your endorsement means more than just political support. It represents steady leadership, teamwork, and a shared belief that good government is built on relationships, connection, trust, and showing up every single day. And I just want to say, wow, you all showed up. So thank you. This is wonderful. And it means the world to Ken because
They're just happy I'm leaving.
They're not happy you're leaving. I've had the privilege of working closely with Ken and seeing firsthand what it takes to serve a district like this. As Ken said, it's one of the biggest districts in New York State. I think it's the second currently for Assembly. One that spans 4 counties, 49 towns, no cities, which is wonderful. We like our towns. And a wide range of local needs. One thing is clear, no one person serves this district. It's a team. Leadership doesn't require teamwork. Leadership is teamwork. Teamwork with towns and village leaders, with county officials, with law enforcement, and I just want to give a shout out with our COs. So thank you for coming. With first responders, schools, hospitals, farmers, manufacturers, small and large businesses, and our community agencies. It's teamwork. And Ken has always understood that. He has built partnerships across the county lines because he knows this district is strongest when we all work together. That's why this campaign, and I won't speak much about it because this is Ken's day, but that's why the campaign for me to run for Assembly is not going to be about one person. It's going to be about the team. A team of people across this district who believe our communities deserve strong and steady representation. With that said, getting elected takes a team, as many of you know. It takes volunteers knocking on doors in 49 towns. It takes neighbors talking to neighbors over coffee at diners, in fire halls, on farms, and on front porches And we all know petition time is when we have snow, so we're outside doing that on front porches. You are here today because you're those team. We hope that you are going to be the team members to help. But getting me elected is the first part. Serving this district takes an even stronger team. It means working side by side with local governments, partnering with county leaders, supporting our law enforcement and our first responders, listening to educators, healthcare workers, veterans, farmers, business owners, and on and on. My entire career, I can be proud to say, in public service has been about teamwork and getting things done. I think this is very important. I believe in working across the aisle when it helps our district. I believe in collaboration when it delivers results. But I also believe in standing firm when Albany policies are not working for our North Country and Mohawk Valley rural communities.
That's right. Amen.
Standing firm when mandates ignore where we live and our values and our constitutional rights. For instance, electric buses. Standing firm when public safety is weakened. Standing firm when affordability for our families are pushed aside. Working together does not mean backing down. Working together means we know when to collaborate and when to fight for the people you represent. Serving this district well means truly understanding it. The 117th Assembly District is a large one. From Brazier Falls in St. Lawrence County at the very north, and then you go through in between, which is going to be all of Lewis County, 5 towns in Jefferson County, and then you have 8 towns in Oneida County, all the way down to the bottom at Sylvan Beach in the town of Vienna. It's a big district. It is 4 hours from one north side to the bottom, and if you want to attend an event and you happen to be in Brazier Falls, it's going to take you 8 hours round trip in one day. And we attend a lot of events. That geography matters. It's why this district office is here, as I said earlier. It's why we should fight to keep this office here. Representation isn't just about votes in Albany, and that is often the mistake people make. It's about access, responsiveness, and showing up for your constituents, which is a lot of the work done in that district office. It's advocacy for our constituents with New York State offices. That's 1,000 cases a year where we've advocated successfully for our constituents of the 4 counties. Representation in this district deserves nothing less, and I am proud to say my values, as my uncle can attest to, were shaped right here. I am a North Country native. I chose to raise my family here. It was a choice. They are adults now, and my husband and I have a blended family, actually of 5 adult children. No grandchildren, sadly, but we have 5 adult children. I've never been more certain than where to raise our children was best here. It was good to come home and do that. They are great kids. I was raised on values like hard work because nothing is handed to you here, responsibility because we have to depend on each other, respect for law enforcement, first responders, veterans, teachers, and working families, common sense because policies must work here in the North Country and the Mohawk Valley and not be about what looks good on paper in Albany. Service because leadership means being part of the team and not standing above it. These are the North Country values and they deserve a strong voice in Albany. I'm running because I believe this district deserves leadership that will listen to them, take the time, collaborates and compromises when it makes sense, and stands firm when it matters most. The leadership that we've had and that I've been mentored with. I'm running because I'm ready on day one ready to serve. As a strong, effective team, this district cannot afford a learning curve. We need leadership that understands how Albany works and how to push back when Albany gets it wrong. And not to focus on that, but Albany does get it wrong when it comes to our rural communities. This campaign is about building something stronger, a team to win an election, a team to serve this district, and a team to make sure that rural communities always have a seat at the table and that their voice is heard. Before I close, and I don't want to get weepy, I want to return to Ken Blankenbush. Ken, you have set a standard for service in this district. You have known what it means to lead with integrity, independence, and respect. Your endorsement means a great deal to me. I do not take it lightly. I'm committed to honoring it and how I lead and how I serve. And you're not off the hook, because you're on for lunch every week, and you said you'd campaign with me, so here we are.
Are you buying?
I guess I'm gonna have to, hopefully. To everyone here today, I am officially asking you to join the team. Not just to help get me elected, because that's a very small piece, a very overwhelming piece, I'm not gonna lie, but a very small piece. It's about having a team that helps shape the future of this 117th Assembly District. Talk to your neighbors, share the message, stay involved, and one thing is true, we are stronger together. Thank you.
Before we close, does the media have any questions? Well, you did that good, huh? No.
Probably do one-on-ones a bit.
Well, you gotta stand up. In case it's...
You wanna go?
Sorry to see you go, Ken.
I'm not going anywhere. You could just tell Jeff Cole not to call me anymore.
The endorsement for Tammie. When did you know that you wanted to do it? When did you know you wanted to give the endorsement?
When I made the decision not to run, it wasn't that long ago. A month? 2 months?
2 months at the most.
It was, and believe me, it wasn't anything that I sat around. This is the weird thing. It wasn't anything that I sat around thinking back and forth. When I decided, I came home, I told Sheila that I've decided not to run. You should have been there to see the expression on her face. I thought she was going to fall out of her chair, but here's what she said next. What are you going to do? I never thought I was going to retire at a certain age. Retirement's not in my DNA. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I just, so when did I know that? Immediately I knew that. The first thing, the first person I asked was, are you willing to run for the Assembly? She didn't take a breath. She said yes. That's when I knew that I was going to support her. That quick. I knew it immediately.
Can I add to that?
Please.
Yeah, I would have rode with Ken on that train for as long as I could. And Sheila and I were very shocked. I mean, people had asked for the last year or so, and Ken really was, we're going to go to Albany, we're making plans. And then when he said it to me, I immediately said, what did Sheila say? And he said, she's really surprised. And then Sheila and I, we had dinner afterwards, we're like, I can't believe he's doing it. Like,
Yeah, so I knew immediately. Now, and again, like I said, I don't take endorsements lightly. I hope everybody knows that. I wouldn't be endorsing Tammie if I wasn't 110% knowing that she would represent everybody in this room, all the organizations that, you know, if you ask any of the organizations that we've met with, I really think they like her better than me anyway. But I mean, you take a look. She's been with me every step of the way. Over the years, most of the time, 99% of the time, we've agreed on everything. That 1% or maybe 5%. I don't know. She would give me a different view of her perspective on it, and I rethought about it. And I thought, you know, and that's a good thing to do, though. You shouldn't have anybody in your staff that's going to say, yeah, 100% I'm behind you, if in fact they have another view or another idea. And Tammie's done that for me tremendously over this last year. So when I decided not to run, I know who the best candidate is to represent our counties. Now, we're probably going to have a primary, and we welcome a primary. We're not afraid of a primary. Her record and my record can speak to itself. But it's very, very important to know that the people that are going to be running the primaries ought to think about the things that I have said in my speech. One, is your spouse behind you, and is your family ready to go? Two, are you willing to put in the time in the 4 counties? And by the way, I don't know whether you know, the money. Do you know when I ran for this seat, I ran against someone who lived in Lowville who put $430,000 against me to run against me for this district. I think over the year that I spent over about 130. They spent $430,000 to win this district. I think right now the speaker realizes this is a Republican district, and he's probably not going to put in a lot of money to run a candidate up here. I think he's got enough problems. So the election is the primary, in my opinion. And again, we wouldn't back down from a primary. If anybody knows me and knows Tammie, we're not going to back down for any of that. We think we have the best, I think I have the best candidate, and I think she realizes it too. So we're going to see in February or March, whatever it is, that whether we're running a primary or not. I don't have a problem with that. That's the way government works. And we'll see if, we'll see if our team gets together and works hard for her to win that election.
What are you going to miss the most?
By none. But absolutely. There's 2 things I'm going to miss. One of the things is, like I spoke about it, the friendship you get in Albany when you're there from Sunday night to Wednesday night or Thursday night and sometimes Friday night, and you're with the people that you respect, that have been friends over those years. That's what I'm going to miss. The second thing I'm going to miss, believe it or not, is those trips around our district, the people we meet. It's a big district, and I can't be everywhere. A lot of people say, well, when's the last time you've been here? We try to hit our counties, and the friendship that I have had over the years with our constituents. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to miss driving home from Sylvan Beach in a snowstorm. But other than that, I really, look at the people that are here. Most of them I know. Most of them I consider friends. I didn't have that 15 years ago, but that's what I'll miss. I won't miss listening, and I won't miss listening to our socialist, democratic liberals who are in the assembly, most from New York City now. I work pretty good with all the upstate Democrats, but you really can't work. I mean, Bob Nortz, who used to live here in Lowville, used to be in the Assemblyman, said to me years ago that the problem isn't upstate Republican and Democrats, it's New York City. And it's more today. If you look at that election that just happened, I'm concerned that some of the members of the Democratic Party are going to be primaried by their own people because AOC doesn't like them. She did it the last time. We lost 4 members of the Democratic Party that were moderates, and she took them out. She took one guy out because he was the Veterans Committee chair, and he did the Pledge of Allegiance before every meeting. She didn't like that. So her liberal agenda in New York City, and by the way, not to get very political about it, but that's what she's going to have to fight. That's what's going to have to happen. We can't go down there and let them just pass things without us getting up and debating. And so that's the fight that we have to do. And she'll look forward to it. I got one more year.
Thank you.
And what's your most proudest accomplishment over these past 15 years?
Ooh. You know, I first of all,
Showing up.
yeah, sitting. I think if you look at things, and I believe it doesn't hit the media a lot. It's not real fancy, or it's not politically, enough for the media to put it out there. But Tammie said that she has worked with over 1,000.
Like 2-step at least constituent cases successfully closed.
You would not believe how many constituent cases we get during
A year.
a year.
That's a lot of years for you.
I know. So one of my proudest moments is that we have a rule. I had a rule there when I first was in the assembly, that you call our office, if you leave a message, we try to get back to you within a 24-hour period. Now, sometimes that's hard because I might be in Sylvan Beach or I might be up in Brazier. So we try to get back with people, and I think if you look at the 15 years, I'll give you one example. When Governor closed its long-term care facility, I'll give you an example of one of the. They didn't know where they were going to put some of the patients, and the one individual that called me said they are moving my father to Plattsburgh. Now every day, that lady and her daughter visited that person in that nursing home. I got that changed. They eventually moved that individual to Watertown at Samaritan. And we worked hard so that family would not have to drive you understand, he couldn't drive to Plattsburgh every day to see him. But the bottom line was, I think he lasted 6 months maybe, and he died. But the family was there. So that's only one example. I could go, that's more important to me than be sitting in my chamber voting. I shouldn't say that because voting is important too. But helping the constituents. We've had people that couldn't get licenses. We had restaurants that were ready to open, and all of a sudden they didn't get their liquor license. I don't know how many we have fought with over the years with the Department of Health and the Department of Transportation. And here's what happened a year ago or so, right here in the village with the flooding. Everybody from Lewis County absolutely knows what kind of flooding event happened here. Was that a year ago, a year and a half ago? I'm losing track of time.
It happened twice too.
Yeah. So what we did was behind the scenes, and I think you could ask the county county manager at that time, Ryan, that we worked hard to get FEMA and Department of Transportation to come up here and sit and meet with the people that the flooding had hurt. Now, that's another example of, but I could, those kind of things were important to us. And fighting for that kind of, those are the things that I'm most proud about. My voting record's my voting record. You could see, it's an open page. I think I voted 100% of the time with the North Country values and Mohawk Valley. I believe my voting record stands for itself.
Is there any priority or focus for what you would like to see happen in your last year of office?
Well, when you ask me that question, there's certain things that I don't want to see. And one of those things is right down the road at Kraft. There's a bill that pending that if I call it the packaging bill. There's a real name for it, but I call it the packaging bill. If that one bill passes, Kraft Heinz is in trouble because the cream cheese, when you open the cream cheese, you see that, what is it, aluminum foil that's right there? If this bill passes, they're not going to be able to put that that file or whatever you want to call it on their cream cheese. They don't know what they're going to do. I know what I think they're going to do. They're going to get the hell out of town. Albany doesn't understand that 400 and some people that live and work in Lewis County and live and work over at Kraft. Think about it. A county that has 28,000 people, 56,000 cows, is having 400 people that could lose their job. They do have a smaller plant down in Avon, New York, and it's 250. They'll be gone too. Now, we stopped it last year. It came all the way up to the last week when we were told it was going to come out. And we put so much pressure on the governor. They pulled the bill. They didn't do away with the bill. They pulled it.
What's the driving force behind it?
The environmental people, I call them the green people. The people that want all the electric cars, they want all the electric school buses. It's that group that is putting a lot of money into the other party, donating a lot of money to stop that. The other thing is, you know, the singles, the cheese, they're not going to be able to put cheese in those singles under that bill. So when you say, my one goal is to stop that and put pressure on the governor to say, you're willing to do this and put people out of work in upstate, in the North Country. The other thing is, she has the right to close 2 other prisons. And we have been fighting that. Malone, for example, in this last one, is not in my district. That's Franklin County. But our COs, the treatment that they received over this last couple of years, is pathetic. I don't even believe it's constitutional, the way she said, once you, I'm going to fire everybody, but you can't get another job in New York State to work with the state Department of Corrections or anything else. So that fight will still continue because she does, as approved by the Assembly and the Senate, she has two more prisons she can close. And if you ask all of our county sheriffs, we have people in our jails that are state ready to go to state prisons, but they're not taking them. And the reason they're not taking them is they want to show people that we have open beds. Those beds could be filled, but now the counties are taking the brunt of that. The state is only paying them about half of what it should be to keep these prisoners here. I don't call them incarcerated people, by the way. They're prisoners. They call jails jails. So I just want to let you know that there's a fight that I'm going to have to do it this year. And as I think that fight will continue to go. We're going to try to stop as much of that as we can. That's a long answer. Yes, sir.
Going back to the whole Kraft.
You want to ask Tammie a question? Okay, go ahead.
Going back to the Kraft Heinz thing really quickly, or you were touching on it. Are you aware of any proposed alternatives that would be provided to Kraft?
That's a good question. I just asked that question. We were there a month ago? We were over there meeting with them a month ago. The answer to that question is simply no. They have to figure it out. Now, to be honest with you, Kraft Heinz loves it here. and one of the things they like is the quality of the milk that they have here. They want to stay here. But is New York going to put them out of business in New York? I don't know. I know that Wisconsin is out trying to get them to move there because they want them over there. But so we have to really, I'm really concerned about that. Hopefully they'll not bring that bill out anymore. The other crazy bill, if you want to talk about crazy bills, what about the bill that says you can't have any more than 700 cows as a farmer? That bill was there. It
Was that struck down by the governor, though?
It never came out for a vote. I asked the sponsor of the bill, I said, well, what happens if there was 701 cows there? What's that going to do? You know what she said? This is true. She looks at me and says, you know, they fart. No kidding. Holy mackerel. I never knew that. But anyway, we're you know, I don't know if that, the upstate, by the way, to be honest with you, my upstate colleagues in the Democratic Party are not in favor of that bill either. I asked one of them one time who was on the committee, the Agriculture Committee, and I asked her about that bill, and she looks at me and says, well, you know, she's crazy. So I hope not. But
Question for Tammie.
all right, good.
Tammie, what do you think is the biggest point you want to run on?
It's tough. I mean, living up here, there's a lot of points. I think right now affordability. I think our families are really feeling it, and I think that we have to figure out a way where businesses are not dying and moving to another state. We have to figure out how, I mean, we have 5 adult kids. You know, a couple of them live here in the state. They're not going to be able to afford a house. That's not how I grew up. I mean, you were always looking forward to your house when you were in your 20s or your early 30s maybe if you worked hard. I think affordability is going to be a huge issue. There's lots of issues, but I think affordability right now is hitting everyone really hard.
Tammie, how much being with Assemblyman Blankenbush does that give you that familiarity? How much is that familiarity going to help you?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to help a lot.
I'm here now.
He's been an amazing mentor, and you know, when you go through the calls, so I try to let, and most people here know this, you know, give everybody a heads up what was happening. In 4 counties, it's really hard to go from the top down and try to make sure you're making all the appropriate calls before it hits the news, and then we're sitting here. But the first thing I said, because you know they want to know why you want to run, is definitely Ken's been an amazing mentor. And when he says I've been to session, I mean I follow him around everywhere that he said to me on the first day down in Albany.
Can't get rid of her.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes he'll be like, I'm headed into the bathroom. But like he said to me, I'm not ever going to ask you if you want to go with me. If you want to go to a meeting, you just go. If you want to go to a committee meeting, you go. And now I follow him everywhere. I mean, and I always have. So he's been a great mentor, and I think that I cannot stress how much, you know, I feel so much more comfortable walking into the next step and being here and talking to people and, you know, hopefully getting elected, right?
Thank you. Tammie, the other big thing that's going to be happening next year, or that will be happening next year, is the governor's election. Any thoughts on that?
So many thoughts.
She's gotta go.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, one of the things Ken and I talked a lot about is how we know that, you know, the majority and the Democrats are, you know, have held that position for a long time. I think what you know, the hope is that Governor Hochul, when she came into office, was, you know, she was an upstate woman, and we were really hoping that she was going to understand our rural communities. And you can just see that not only does she not understand our rural communities, it's almost like we've been forgotten. And so for me, that means, and she's definitely going to run again. I mean, we need a Republican in there. I mean, we need somebody who's going to have a voice and is going to stand firm. So yeah, I have a lot of thoughts on that, 100%.
Anybody you're willing to throw your support behind? I know that obviously Lisa Stefanik is running, but
I've already endorsed.
gotcha.
I never asked her, but I endorsed Elise.
Well, and here's the deal, it's before a primary,
Right.
and so I know my place, which for the next year is going to be with this man and continuing to learn from him. So I wouldn't endorse. I'm looking for others to support, and I will definitely be out there campaigning with her 100% and doing what I can. I've always, for a couple decades now, have tried to get Republicans elected. I will continue to do so.
This is the worst governor in New York State's history. And I could say that, you're looking back. I served with Cuomo. Governor Cuomo came in 2010 with me, the first year. Over the years working with him, I have worked a lot with him. I've met with him. How many times have I met with Hochul? Ask me that question.
How many times have you met with Hochul?
Once. And it wasn't me alone. It was a group of us meeting about school phones. Not once has she been in my district, unlike Cuomo. I got to tell you that. When Cuomo was here in Lowville, snowmobiling, promoting tourism, when he come to town, his idea was to meet with me for 20 minutes every time he came in, and he asked me, "What's happening in your district?" He did not like my answers, but he listened to me. And so I thought, like Tammie did, we have someone that's an upstate. And by the way, if you look at the governor's record when she was in Congress, she was known as someone who was moderate, that worked across party lines. That was what was she as a congresswoman. That went gone. That's gone. There's no rhyme or reason. I said it before. What she did to the corrections officers is something that I can never forgive her to. I don't work in the corrections, but I'm just telling you, for what she did was, I just think it was unconstitutional, to tell you the truth. But she might have a primary too, by the way. Well, she will have a primary. Her Lieutenant Governor Delgado is probably going to run against her, my guess.
We all set?
Okay.
Can we get a picture like the two we could read?
I have a
Sure.
question.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
Will you now, on your retirement, learn how to work a lawnmower or a snow shovel?
No. No. Everybody
You're
knows.
still doing the job.
Everybody knows in my house it's Sheila's lawnmower.
Got it.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
One question though, Ken.
Yeah.
There was some rumors speculating out there about your retiring.
Yeah.
Is it true? They wouldn't give you a helicopter?
No helicopter. No.